Your friends were too weak for good sport.
Yeah, that's right. I'm the one who took care of them all. You're not gonna believe this, but the whole time those losers were waiting for you to show up and save them. Here he comes. How scary.
You're always this stupid? Did you take lessons?
I took lessons.
You were literally too stupid to insult.
Thank you.
When they bleached your hair, they must have bleached your brains, too.
Damn, I ain't seen an anime character get torn limb from limb like this since Faye Yeager in Attack on Titan.
You're in big trouble, though, pal. I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
Saiyans are real assholes. Which makes it even more funny when Goku responds by showing Nappa up completely. Always remember, especially if you hate your boss, maybe you can't say fuck you, but there are always ways to show it. Goku giving a bean to the completely unharmed Gohan never really struck me until now. Kid basically took a single backhand, which means he's no worse off than half the children that grew up in the 50s. And if Nappa's shown us anything, it's that simply using one major ki blast isn't going to wipe you out. Shit, just wait until Gohan fights Vegeta later.
This is better than I expected. One more!
What follows is the most important power-up in Dragon Ball Z history. Not sure why I said this is the most important? Well, that's because...
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?
It's over 9,000!
What, 9,000? There's no way that can be right. Cut it!
I think it's right. After all, I was trained in the art of Kaioken.
Why, you little...
As iconic as this line is, I didn't remember how Nappa almost immediately sprints forward to attack. Impact lines and noise radiate out from Nappa's chest, and as an audience, we might be getting tricked into thinking Goku got smacked. Oddly enough, and what I'm sure was a censorship move, we suddenly jump to Goku kicking Nappa in the back of the skull. With all the censorship crap, I'm really surprised that they kept in Nappa squirting blood after Gohan's attack earlier. Something I meant to mention in the last video, I forgot to. Both father and son have used this man's head like a doormat.
You dog, that hurt! Jerk!
Fuck you!
And that was just a warm-up exercise, you bully.
I forgot how often they use the term bully in the Ocean dub, which I always liked. Again, as a kid, bullies are kind of a big deal still. And using this term allows the show and the characterization of the heroes to really shine as protectors of the downtrodden. It was empowering as fuck. At the same time, Goku has every reason to
Beat you into the living death.
Yet he handles this with class. The goal isn't to hurt people for revenge, it's to humble and stop him from hurting others. It's a lesson that I hope most kids took away from the show and from Goku's characterization. Stand up for the little guys and for yourself. Put the work in to become strong and protect everyone, but remember to use your strength responsibly too. After an exchange of words, Nappa powers up. White aura encasing his body, he swings a haymaker and then launches a kick, both of which are easily avoided. Check out the look of calm on his face, hands still down at his side. Even at normal speed, you can catch glimpses of the casual, calm look on his face while he's dodging dozens of punches and kicks with the power to legitimately remove limbs, by the way. Nappa changes up. There's no real rhyme or reason to his combos. This could be representative of how he's lost his cool and is just relying on his overwhelming power. After all, they did just verbally spar over who's stronger. Given the series' massive reliance on showing a million punches or kicks a second while on loop, I'd bet this is just the animators defaulting to doing this because it looks cool, more so than because it happens to fit the moment. It's nice to think about. Love the transition from one more super fast kick into this shot of Goku jumping over his foot. Look at the way he floats there, winding up eye to eye with Nappa. Really badass shot here. Shame it goes by in a blink. But this is one of the many advantages to editing, is we get to see these frames much more easily to appreciate the combat in a new way. Nappa loads up what I call a Ray Charles left hook. Then he tries a wild back fist. A nice trail of white aura follows his swinging arm. Right here, I am begging Goku to seize on this opening. Look at him, crouched down, legs spring-loaded, right arm cocked back. This is prime uppercut territory to the jaw. We're gonna be getting a fencer's response out of Nappa. Not done playing with his food before he eats, Goku continues to let his opponent punch himself out. Or at least that's what I assume the strategy is. Alright, we need to talk about this. Nappa has what seems to be unlimited stamina, when he really shouldn't. It ought to be coming into play right about now, and it just doesn't. You're gonna see it a hell of a lot more as we go through. The time has come to get some distance. While Vegeta wonders how such a huge power level jump has occurred. Standing in the background like a late-stage fighting game boss, he watches on. Look at the stances. Goku with his hands at his sides, standing straight and confident. Nappa, meanwhile, is hunched, leaning forward, and has his arms loaded to attack more. Their standstill stances help demonstrate not only their personalities, but also how on another level one is from the other.
What's up? Just a year ago, he couldn't beat Raditz, and now he's making sport of Nappa. I've never heard of anyone increasing their power level that much in 1 year.
Considering where Goku was, to be above Nappa is an increase of only a couple thousand in power level. So why is that unheard of? Knowing where the series goes, it's also almost kind of laughable to think that this is such a huge jump that it's unheard of. But I want to defend this point, because it's pretty accurate even when considering where the series goes from here. I'm going to explain how. But before I do, see if you come up with your own explanation. Put it in the comments before I spoil it. You might want to pause the video though, because I'm going right now. What I'm guessing is that he means this is less related to the specific power level number and is more about relative power growth. For the sake of easy math, his base was around 400. That means going from 400 to 8,000, he got 20 times stronger than he used to be. When framed like that, yeah, it's friggin' huge, even compared to where the series goes later. I can believe that, yeah, this probably didn't occur very often to see somebody jump 20 times their strength level, especially because he isn't even actually at 8,000.
It's over 9,000!
So 20 times stronger Goku seizes the initiative this time, sprints forward, and I tend to forget Goku has that Saiyan blood too. This dude remembers how their tongues were shoveling more shit than a fleet of farmers at Jurassic Park.
That is one big pile of shit.
Clearly this dude isn't gonna stand for it. Goku shows Trash Talk, his a genetically inherited Saiyan trait, more powerful than the Zenkai boost. There's even a fighting strategy at play here. What do you think it is? Tell you what, I might be upset that he didn't Shoryuken Nappa so hard that he morphs into Brendan Schaub, but he knows Nappa is going to reach up right here and be more wide open than a $1 stripper in front of a fistful of hundreds. And he fucking nails him.
You fool! I was Commander-in-Chief of the whole Saiyan army! You're just an ant compared to me!
What he's saying has nothing to do with ability, skill, or effort. He's focusing on status and inheritance, on class. It further highlights how Goku is supposed to be a lower person and is fighting for the downtrodden. You get the sense the Saiyan race is one that would have turned lower class warriors into essentially slaves, with no rights outside of the right to do what they're told, and probably die for some kind of tyrannical monarchy. Sometimes just a little hint is more than enough to serve the story, and I think that's the case here. Nappa is physically forced into a humble stance. He has to bow to Goku in order to hold his stomach. I don't know if that was on purpose, but I sure hope it was, because man does this serve the undertones of class warfare and humbling a bully so well. Unable to lay a finger on his target, the bald bravado machine opts instead for the same move that had wiped out nearly every other fighter so far, which again has me wondering, how many of these can he possibly make? I mean, Gohan did one single full power Masenko blast, and the insinuation was that he needed a Sensu Bean just to be even partially reinvigorated. Well, Piccolo was at a power level of around 3,000, so that blast had to have taken at least that much out of Nappa, no? And that's on top of all the other blasts that he's thrown and the fighting he's done. Like, this dude should be on fumes, to the point he can't even stand after this. At any rate, the same blast that melted Krillin's durability as an AoE ult, the same blast that changed the color palette of the entire show, and Goku ape flexes it into nothingness. Maybe it's a sign of Nappa being low on fuel, finally, but not too far from now, he's gonna be so fast Goku can't catch him in time, and apparently a fully powered Gohan and Krillin are going to be helpless ducklings before his might, so who knows. Nappa is an android with unlimited energy confirmed. He must have been the template that Gero uses later. Nappa's face widening here. Oh, that is so good. It's like the incredulity morphs his head. Either that or he's getting steroid tips from Barry Bonds.
That was no ordinary piece of work. He's good.
What? He's just strong. He didn't break out some high-class technique.
This one's for Piccolo! This'll teach you to pick on Earth, you bully!
Oh, look at that. Further symmetry between father and son.
Your strength was tested when you were a baby! You're a third-class Saiyan! I'm a Saiyan Elite, you low-class dog!
Nappa, don't be a fool. Calm down. How do you expect to win when you're so mad you can't even see straight? Now settle down. Use your head.
Vegeta, mixing insight, intelligence, and extreme authoritative yelling yet again, continues to delight, as does this preoccupation with class warfare. Okay. Now is this dude tired? Apparently he came to this fight with the power level of something like 11,000. I don't give a fuck what the power level guides say, that's my headcanon. Way earlier, we got to see Nappa power up, shaking the earth before glowing, and then he removed Tien's arm. Here, we see him dipping back into that mode. He leads off with an energy blast this time. Maybe it's just me, but the violent upswinging fingers, they really help sell me on how dangerous and powerful this move is supposed to be. I don't know what makes this his go-to move, and no one else really does it, but as far as signature moves go, it's got a nice badass flair for sure. Tien Buster Nappa form continues to swing and miss, this time on a much more stern-faced Goku. Tell you why I'm so grateful for video editing software? There are so many oddities and neat little things about this exchange right here, like how this wild haymaker transitions into a spinning roundhouse. From a defensive standpoint, we get to see Goku using his hands for the first time in order to parry blows. By slowing things down, we also get to see the way Goku is hilariously not even really moving here. It's just Nappa's swinging way too wide. But the speed of the punches in real time fools us into not realizing this. And for the first time, we see Nappa dodge a Goku counterattack, indicating that while he's in a charged up state, he's able to finally at least push him a little bit. Neat animation trick right here. A few frames allow us to see Goku is meeting Nappa's fist with his own. So when we zoom out and they're moving 1,000,000 miles an hour, we already know exactly what he's doing here.
You're not nearly as weak as I thought.
Man, is he fast! How could he possibly cover that? Nappa was right at his face!
The attack does have a little bit of an extremely obvious wind-up animation. Listen, you can't do this to me. Toriyama, is Nappa the fucking Energizer Bunny? How is he not drained down to like 3,000 or 4,000 power level at this point? His ki reserves, they should be more than shocked. Krillin and Gohan, they were dodging, they were cracking him in his face earlier. Like, they should legitimately be able to team up and beat down a tired Nappa at this point.
Wow, this little guy's got some moves.
I know.
He's after them! This could go on forever. Man, I really need to use the KO can attack on this guy.
Are they trying to tell us that after all this, Nappa still has all this energy, but Goku, after one exchange where honestly it didn't even look like he was trying that hard, is already throwing in the towel and saying, oh my god, I'm gonna have to use Kaioken.
But King Kai said to try and do without it.
All right, that's it. Enough. You heard me, Nappa. Come down here. You're finished. So far, you haven't managed to land a single punch. I think you've embarrassed us long enough.
Vegeta butts in to tell Nappa the fun's over. They show Nappa heads down a good bit, which helps explain why Goku might struggle to catch up. I didn't expect to be so overly critical here at the end of the Nappa fight, but the inconsistencies and the lack of stamina consequences really stand out in a detrimental way. Like with my other video, I checked if maybe it was the anime taking the liberties, but nope. Even reading the manga, I was left with the same issues. Feel free to explain it in the comments. I am in no way perfect, and my analysis or interpretation is absolutely not going to be perfect either. So it could be I'm missing something. At any rate, we get a nice reason for Goku to break out his brand new technique, the not yet named
KO can attack! Now!
It's a move where Goku's infused with a massive burst of energy, increasing his speed, power, agility, all in one great shot. He uses that to not only catch up to Nappa, but now that he's seen what Nappa's capable of, Goku incapacitates him, breaking his back and taking him out of the fight permanently.
He won't be fighting anymore. I suggest you take him back wherever you came from and get him some help.
Vegeta.
Sure, least I can do, Nappa. Maybe you won't be such a disappointment in the next dimension.
Man, what a power!
Vegeta, jealous, insists he's the one that took Nappa out of the fight permanently, and sends him, well, you know where. Love hearing from fans of DBZ and, as crazy as it feels to say, fans of this channel. I've so far made sure to respond to what I think is pretty much every single comment sent my way. So sound off on Nappa's infinite stamina. While you're here, check out the rest of the channel. Check out the other parts of what is now, I think, officially a 3-part Nappa fight review. I don't know if you people could hear this ice cream truck outside. It's a motherfucking ice cream truck. I mean, I'm glad I'm at the end of the recording, right? So if there was gonna be a fucking ice cream truck, might as well show up now. Mazel tov, motherfuckers. I'm gonna run outside. I'm gonna get some ice cream. Tell you what, why don't you guys hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, leave some comments. I'll get you some ice cream. Okay, I will do that. Actually, we're closing in on 1,000 subscribers. We hit 1,000 subscribers. I will legitimately, I'll do a drawing for like my subs, and whoever wins, I'll have you shipped like an ice cream cake. I think that's pretty good. That's a good way to celebrate if we hit 1,000 subs. So tell your friends. Engage with the video, that way YouTube tells everybody, because the more you like, subscribe, leave comments, the more YouTube goes, hey, this guy, something's working over there, let's send more people his way, show up in search results. So do that if you want cake, because I'm gonna get you some ice cream cake. I can't believe this ice cream truck drove by and gave me this idea. Thank that ice cream truck. He remembers their tongues. He remembers their tongues shoveling more. Motherfucker.